and I'm a sophomore and currently serve on the BreakAway cabinet as administrator. I just want to reiterate the fact that BreakAway is more than a trip with friends. It's a trip where you're able to serve Christ through serving others. I signed up for BreakAway because I thought it'd be fun to go on a service trip. And I went to Tennessee because Dr. Vlachos was the trip leader and I enjoyed having him as a professor. During this time of my life, I was really struggling with school. Deep within my being, I knew that God was asking for more from my life, but I didn't want to let go of the plans that I had for myself. So I went bearing all of this in mind. During this trip, we worked together with the ministry to help out the community by means of building things or painting. This was completely out of my comfort zone because I don't usually carry a hammer or a paintbrush around for fun, and I didn't know anyone well before going. Needless to say, we're all friends now. Before I went, I told God that I wanted to encourage someone to Him while I was there. I didn't know how that was going to happen, but I trusted Him to take care of it. One day, we were sent into the community to a woman named Julianne's house. Julianne was an older woman who had very particular notions about how things should be done. If anyone made a mistake, Julianne would get quite upset about it. About 15 minutes into painting Julianne's house, Dr. Vlachos looked at me and he said, "Allie, sing." I said, "No." He insisted, and I began. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see. After this song was done, it led to about 3 more hours of singing, and it got to the point where Julianne started singing and was even requesting songs. If anyone made a mistake, she showed them mercy. God was truly softening her heart, and when we were finished painting, Julianne asked if she could pray over us. And in that moment, tears came to my eyes because I realized that God was answering my prayer. And through the gift of music, God was able to work among us and bring Julianne closer to Him. The Lord has promised good to me. His word, my hope secures. He will my shield and portion be, as long as life endures. When the trip ended and we were driving back to Wheaton, I was reflecting on what had happened during this trip and how much joy I received when Julianne sang and prayed for us. I prayed a lot on the ride home, and I could clearly hear God asking me to give my life to Him. And after a lot of hesitancy and prayer, I said yes. And soon after, I changed my major, and I plan on going into full-time ministry after school is completed. And it wasn't until I surrendered to God's will that I finally found the relief I was looking for. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. The Lord used my BreakAway experience not only to touch Julianne's life, but to shed light on my life as well. And if you decide to follow the Lord on a BreakAway trip over spring break, you never know what He might accomplish in your life and in the lives of others. And I ask you to prayerfully consider going on this trip.